Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us here on KTN Newsdesk on this 8th day of February 2017. A lot lined up for you here in the program. But first, let's take a look at the highlights. Former IEBC CEO James Oswago arraigned in court over Chicken Gate scandal and freed on bond. Race for numbers intensifies a week to the end of the third and final phase of the mass voter registration. And it is nominated Senator Njoroge's day in court over gun drama. Good afternoon. Our sign language interpreter is William Sila, and I am Akisa Wandera. Former Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chief Executive Officer James Oswago and his co-accused Trevi Oyombra have denied charges leveled against them regarding the Chicken Gate scandal. They have been freed on a 1 million shilling bond each. Anti-corruption detectives arrested Oswago and Oyombra, who are accused of corruption in printing contracts for materials of the last general election, where prices were inflated by huge amounts to allegedly provide for kickbacks. Prosecutors in the United Kingdom, who also investigated the matter leading to imprisonment of other accomplices there, alleged that the Kenyan electoral officials were paid a sum of 46 million shillings. Serious Fraud Office in the UK alleged that the electoral officials accommodated bribes in pricing by inflating the prices by up to 38%. Oswago has previously denied involvement in any corrupt activities when he was the IEBC CEO. The anti-graft body exonerated former IEBC chairperson Isaac Hassan and other commissioners from corruption allegations in the Chicken Gate scandal. A British government report sent to the Attorney General had named commissioners and tender committee members who allegedly received money from Smith and Usman to help the firm win a ballot paper printing tender. Let's now speak to our reporter, Caroline B., who's been closely following up these events of the day regarding the former IEBC chairperson of IEBC CEO and, of course, Trevi Oyombra. Caroline B. joining us there from our City Centre studios. Good afternoon to you. Just let us in on what happened in court today.
Good afternoon to you, Akisa. Before they were arraigned in court, they were arrested at their respective homes as of this morning, as early as 5 a.m. That included James Oswago. It also had Hamisa Ali Kibwana and Trevi Oyombra. They were allegedly involved in the Chicken Gate scandal that they actually were involved in the selling of ballot papers, where they inflated the prices, as you've said, 38% of that, amounting to 46 million shillings. And as of this morning, while they were getting out of EACC offices, they headed to court and they were presented in court, and they actually denied the charges and were released on a bond of 600,000 shillings. That is James Oswago together with his colleague Hamisa Ali. But for Trevi Oyombra, he was released on a cash bond of 1 million shillings. And these are charges of a case that began as early as 2014, where state prosecution from the United Kingdom said that they were involved in ballot papers or actually inflating the pricing of ballot papers for some of the constituencies in the 2010 referendum elections. And here is just a clip of what happened early last year, where James Oswago denied the charges that he was involved in the Chicken Gate scandal.
There must be a reason why the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is acting expeditiously now. It's either A, desperately trying to shield some individual within itself or outside itself, or trying to divert public attention from some other matter. I refuse to be used as a scapegoat. I refuse to be used as the rag. I have never been asked to either go and complete the statement that I was making, and where a statement is to be taken, any accused person must be given the opportunity to write that statement and complete it.
All right, that definitely, as Caroline B says, is a clip from last year. This is a case, Caroline, that has dragged on. And of course, we know that Oswago was the former IEBC CEO. But in court today, what is the prosecutor saying? What is the defense saying? Because as I mentioned earlier, this is a case that has been on for a while now.
Well, Akisa, when they were arraigned in court, these people denied the charges, saying that they were not involved in the tendering of these ballot papers. But as a state prosecution from the UK actually said, those who were involved from the UK side were charged, and they were left in prison over the investigation and also the evidence that they had. And as of this morning, EACC communication team actually said that they had enough evidence to charge the three of these ones. And it was a very furious moment for Oswago, who said that investigations have not yet been done thoroughly and he was not involved in the case. But for the case of Habida Ali and also for Oyombra, they denied the charges, saying that they did not know about it and they were not involved in this. I remember this is a case involving the 2010 referendum elections and also the ballot papers that were against the IBC. And as of last year, there was Isaac Hassan, who was cleared by EACC over the same issue. And it is this year that it has actually erupted again after 6 months after the case was closed last year. And the defense team says that they should be more lenient to the accused over the issue, since they've actually said that they were not involved in the issue. Akisa?
Caroline, thank you very much for that update. Caroline B joining us from City Center Studios. Now, Kisumu leaders led by Senator Anyang' Nyong'o are expressing concern over the ongoing voter registration that comes to an end on Tuesday next week. The leaders, who addressed the press a moment ago, accused Kisumu County Governor Jack Ranguma of interfering with the registration process. Let's take a look at what happened earlier on.
This team, in all ways, we have therefore decided to make an official statement and call attention of the ODM party to what is happening in Kisumu County. And I'd like to say, as a former Secretary General, that I think it is time that the party sent a strong team of investigation to find out what is happening in Kisumu County, because we would not like this kind of violence and the pouring of money left, right, and center to disrupt the registration exercise to be a platform institutionalized for the nomination of ODM candidates in this county, and eventually to provide a framework, ugly as it is, for the contest in elections which are coming. We would like Kisumu to conduct free and fair nomination, peaceful, organized, and democratic, free of the flouting of all kinds of rules and the swinging around of money which obviously does not come from an properly earned earnings for any one individual. Therefore, I want to read this statement on behalf of the group. The Kisumu County leadership, in a bid to have a coherent and coordinated approach to managing the MVR2, came together, or the voter registration exercise, came together and made certain resolutions, the most important of which was to form a leaders coordination committee with Governor Ranguma as the chairman and Deputy Governor Ruth Odinga as the coordinator. That is something we decided in our meeting in Odino. The committee's chair has since not convened nor attended any meeting. This has not stopped the committee from crafting or drawing up its programs, which have seen a marked improvement in ID and voter registration. Our target has been and still remains to reach, if not to surpass, the IEBC set voter registration target. However, our attention has been drawn in the past week to very disturbing activities by persons who call themselves friends of Governor Jack Ranguma and the governor himself that are aimed at scuttling or sabotaging the programs we have set out to make our people register for IDs as voters and as voters. This team that you see here today, that has on only this week woken up the realization that is a voter registration exercise ongoing. I mean, that team that we're talking about has vowed and taken very programmatic measures that the voter registration exercise in this county must fail. In other words, the so-called friends of Ranguma have decided that what we have been doing, which has been very successful, must.
Kisumu leaders earlier on addressing the press about the ongoing mass voter registration. Now, Kenyans have just 1 week left to register as voters ahead of the August general election, and IEBC is raising concern over low turnout. So far, 2.1 million voters have been registered in the month-long exercise. IEBC had hoped to register 6 million voters. There is still hope, though, that the trend will improve in the final week. Individuals are not taking the voter listing exercise and drive in their own hands. Let's listen to a man from Nyeri who is now spending his own money to support people to voting centers and encourage them to vote.
Mimi ni mwanabiashara, niko na hizi magari za matatu, sinabeba Nairobi, Nakuru na Nyeri. Nikatoa gari tatu. Ya kwanza ni hiyo ambaye mimi nashidanga nayo. Nikasema haitafanya kazi tena. Nilianza toka hapa, nilikuja kaunti ya Nyeri tarehe 26. Tangu hiyo siku mpaka wa leo naongeanga na bibi yangu kwa simu. Na sababu nifanye hivyo, mimi sina kitu yoyote ninataka. Sina haja na kitu ya MCA, sina haja na kitu ya Member of Parliament, sina haja na kitu ya Senate, sina haja na kiti ya governor. Haja yangu ni wananchi sana sana hii kaunti yetu ya Nyeri washukue kula ili waweze kuchagua rais wa Jamhuri wa Kenya Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Sasa mimi najitoa hiyo yote. Hakuna mwanasiasa yote ananiweza kunisaidia ama amenituma aende ufanye hii sababu unajua ukifanya hii unanisupport. Hapana. Nafanya hivyo kwa sababu nataka nchi yetu iweze kupata uchaguzi wa haki.
Nominated Senator Paul Njoroge is set to be arraigned in court this morning, or has been arraigned in court with the charge of misuse of a firearm. The senator was disarmed last evening after a gun drama in which he shot in the air to try and stop people who had been hired to confiscate equipment from a petrol station that he runs. Njoroge reportedly fell out with a Vivo Energy that had appointed him as an independent retailer for the Shell Naivasha View station. Take a look.